great, and great turns to oh so lovely. Kinda like when the thugs say first of the month, cause you know it feel better than a payday. Even though it ain't say, if you do it too good, payday, make a nigga scream Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. He say, she say, they say, we shouldn't even really go outside of the line. Only reason we should go outside is the grind. Now, don't believe that, fall on your knees, black, wait for the feedback, take another path. Malcolm took the X across the line. How come who's the best is hard to find? How come who's the lesser rise to pine? I delete the stress, I be fine. I delete the stress, I be fine. I delete the stress, I be fine. Mother Nature blowing nice hair on me. Oh, Sunday up the blue, let the breeze blow by. Take me on a cruise to the sky. Mr. Balloon, I'm floating so high. Going now, nothing's on my mind. My brain's on break, I'm using no sign. So I know what the depths feel like. I enjoy to be here all night. How you feeling tonight? Feeling good? Feeling great? Alright. I feel so lovely. I feel so fantastically well as I exhale, Google the memory chain and I'm floating. Far past limited or never go, I'm riding things are so mundane and I'm potent. Spitting proverbs and songs on a limited song, so make a note of the word that I spoke in. Tell me the blindfold on all of my clothes, in other words, can focus, I'm so focused. Hocus, pocus, know this. Gave my speakers that southern magic, full of bravado and it's so outlandish. Ambush squares, can I stomach or stand it? Hand it, sign it, seal it, stamp it. It's confirmed that y'all boys so flop, tight telling the po-po, whatever y'all saw. Medium rare while I spit that raw like a polar bear's nose, no I'm so chilly. Country cool, no I'm not a hillbilly. Was fresh off the block, now each face stop. Now I'm on my grind and I just won't stop. Spit it so vivid, so to see what I say. I was holla about that, nigga, that why I stay big like Daddy Kane when I do my thing. All for the call.
Yo, good morning, man. It is Monday. It's about it's actually 7 o'clock on the dot Monday morning, and I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. I know this is I know you were looking for this on Sunday, but had some technical difficulties. I guess I need to learn how to work the equipment. Maybe it was music. Again, I don't know. I don't know what happened. So if you saw that debacle, I apologize. But be that as it may, today is Monday. I still want everybody to start their week off right. And I still want to share with you my short stories, man, and my journey to where I am and where I got to today and where I'm going in the future. The last week, I think the topic was foundation and building a good foundation and having a foundation and not having a foundation. And one of the things that I spoke about was the foundation that I did not have when it came to me and the relationship with my father at the time. Now, the relationship that I had with my father before his demise was pretty good. It was still needed, and I'm glad we was able to rekindle that relationship and move forward. And be in each other's lives in a way that we both needed at the time. If you don't know, he was sick, and I had to take care of him in his last days here on this earth, and it was rough. It was hard to do, especially when you did not know a person that well growing up. And but that was my dude. We got along for the most part. Um, as much as two men who are living together, who used to be in on their own, could. And we got past it. And again, I think I said last time, and I hope he was proud of me, and I hope he appreciated it, because I appreciated him. But moving past that, today we're talking about bonds. All right, we're talking about bonds that have been created, that has molded us, bonds that have put us in a place to be successful, bonds that not only are between parent and a child, but between other people that have something to do with your upbringing and the things that you went through and the things that you are going through now. So the bond I'm speaking of today was created by, it was the bond from Boo Boo. Not the Boo Boo that you're thinking of, but just pay attention and listen. The bond from Boo Boo. So this bond between my friends and I have been 30 plus years now. Alright. And I know that's unheard of, to be friends with somebody for 30 plus years. There are people out there that have friends, that have had friends for over 20 years, people. And it's just because you haven't, that don't mean other people haven't. It's more common in men, because women have so many different issues and go through so many different mood swings, and they'll cut a person off in a heartbeat. But my friends and I have all been together or in each other's lives for 30 plus years, and it's been rough, it's been rocky. We've all had our differences. It hasn't been perfect, we're human. But that's how long we've been in each other's lives. And then the ones that came after that, the relationships that were formed after that, still 20 some plus years. Alright, we'll get into that. But so this bond was forged. It was not just between us, it was also forged between our parents. And the reason they did not mind us going around each other, down the street, around the corner, is because their bond was so tight, in the structure that they set was to the T. So they never really took their eyes off us or took their eyes off the goal. If we went down the street, around the corner, across the street, into anybody's house that we were not supposed to go into, it was like an episode of Chicago PD or something. They would just post it up everywhere, like on a stakeout, maybe in Vans or whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? So it was always somebody watching. They get on the phone and make a phone call. Next thing you know, somebody coming out the door telling you, "Hey, get back around that corner." And sometimes we didn't even know the people who were telling us to pull our pants up and go back around the corner. Pull your pants up. Get back around that corner. Y'all get off that wall. Get out that tree. Whatever the case may be, there was always a parent somewhere nearby telling us not to do something. And all we could do is look, stop, say yes ma'am, yes sir, no ma'am, no sir, and keep on moving. Alright. So I remember the first time I got into a fight with Darius and Brandon. And if you fought Darius or Brandon, you had to fight Darius and Brandon. It was no one or the other. You had to fight Darius and Brandon. All right. They were the example of true brothers. They will fight each other and fight for each other and fight with each other. Now, when I got into a fight, it was probably because of Brandon's mouth. Brandon got a mouth. He always running it, and he don't never shut up. But I digress. I don't want to talk about it. But it was one day we got into a fight, and Miss Mars came outside, saw us fight. She whooped all three of us. Sent me home, and then once I got home, I got another whooping from my mom. Terrible day for me, and I thought it was unfair because they only got one whipping. But it happened again, and my mom jumped on all three of us, and then they went home, and their mom jumped on them. That's just how it went in our neighborhood, and they wouldn't have any of that foolishness. Was that the last time we fought? No. We fought plenty of times after that. I think all of us got into a fight with each other at some point in the neighborhood for some stupid reason, and then end up playing again together the next day. So, the bun, how was it for us? All right. So one day we were playing football, which is how we spent the majority of our days, playing some kind of game, whether it be football, baseball, basketball, something. If it was raining, we'll have Monopoly out, checkers. What was it? Connect Four, Life. What else was out? Whatever game was out, we would play it. We rarely went in the house and played video games. Our parents wasn't like that. Y'all going outside, stay outside. Don't come in this house. If you come in, you're gonna stay in. So we stayed outside. You know what I'm saying? That was the deal. So we weren't going inside for no reason whatsoever, unless it was to stay in or to eat. Now, if we couldn't play sports, we were always making up something. Fighting games, water gun wars, and I don't know if y'all remember Super Soaker, but everybody had a Super Soaker. And we would play that probably in the biggest yard, which was D yard. Because it was plenty of places to run, DI yard, which was plenty of places to run, plenty of places to hide. And at the time, that yard now has a lot of trees in it. At the time, it didn't have a lot of trees. Anyway, so we call his yard Legion Field. Now, we played all of our football games on Legion Field. And then, unless his dad told us not to because he maybe was getting ready to cut it or something like that. But we played all our games right there in the yard. And it had like a little slope to it. So, but we made do. We made it work. It was the biggest yard. To us, it was like, again, like Legion Field because it was so big, man. I mean, it was just huge. To us as kids, it was huge. So, anyway, the two oldest always picked for teams, whatever sport we played. So, the two oldest at the time was Ed and D.I. So, they picked, and in the order, and if they want to argue about this, that's fine. I'm with it. Bring the smoke. The order of how it was picked always went this way. Me first. I went first. Then B and Darius. Jerron, Joe, Kenny, Alex, and JD. Alright. Now this is before everybody else came in the picture. Again, we'll get to a lot of other people who was in this in our circle, but we'll get to that later. Alright. My team always end up being Ed, Jerron, Alex, and Kenny. Alright, I don't know why it always end up being that way. So, Alex didn't know how to play football yet, but we taught him. He learned, and then the rest is history. So, and JD, no, he went on my team. Ed, yeah, Ed, sports. Anyway, Kenny was like a battering ram. And he made these sounds like a transformer or a truck or a train or something whenever he would run the ball. And it was pretty funny. And the only problem with our team is that I could not check Darius and Brandon. I would play quarterback because he thought he was like Joe Montana or something. But anyway, I couldn't check Darius and Brandon, so I had to choose. So I would check Darius because Darius had one route and one route only. That was a fly. Darius was going to run straight downfield and try to catch the ball deep each and every time. He thought he was Jerry Rice or somebody, and they thought he was Joe Montana. They thought they was before But both of them like the Cowboys, and I do remember everybody liking the Cowboys at the time. They gonna swear that they like Tampa Bay and all these other teams, but D.I. the only one stuck true to his guns, Cowboy fan, and the rest of them were Cowboy fans. But now they claim they something else. Anyway, I digress. So, what I would do is I would stick Alex and Jerron on Brandon. And all I wanted them to do is slow him down because he was fast. Now he'll run the underneath routes, play running back to that. All I wanted them to slow him down, make him move, and then I come up and make the tackle. I wanted to make sure D didn't catch the ball all the way downfield because he could catch. Even though he ran that one route, he could catch. I put Ed somewhere in the middle just to kind of roam around, play a little rover or whatever, and then who else? Yeah, so that's how we did. Anyway, game got real close. Game got good. Even though I was at a disadvantage, it worked. That was my first coaching gig. I had to put people in place, and get them right or whatnot. So, but I was the only one who played organized sports, and so it was cool to do because I knew what I was doing. Now on this particular day, like I said, any day, at a certain time, everybody got to go in the house and eat. All right, dinner time was at like 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock or whatnot. So everybody was going in the house around that time to eat and watch whatever programs on TV. And by that time it get dark, then we done for the day. Unless it was doing something. Anyway, so this particular day, we knew it was getting close to D.I. Daddy coming outside and telling them to come in the house to eat. So I said, man, we got to come up with a play. So I called a flea flicker. I said, Jerron, catch the pitch. When you catch the pitch, throw it back to me. I'ma run it or either throw it to whoever open it if I can't run. I had no intentions on throwing the ball, none whatsoever. My intention was to run the entire time. All right, so I got ready to run. Everybody came at me. It was downfield, wide open. So I threw it, and it was the prettiest pass ever. So once I threw it, Ed was getting ready to catch the ball. Ed put his hands up. Somebody said "dog" really loud, like I screamed, like "dog." And everybody turned their head except for me. I was waiting on Ed to catch the ball first, and then I was gonna try to find out what the dog was. Ed turned his head. The ball dropped perfectly right there in the end zone, which was the driveway. And once he dropped, I put my hands on my head like, oh my God, that could have been the game-winning touchdown. I would have saved the day like Warren Moon. And anyway, so everybody turned their head to find the dog. That was this big, black, hairy horse dog running down towards us with blood in his eyes with the intent to kill. And when he came down, everybody just broke out running. It was coming full speed now. I mean, like, I've never seen anything move so fast in my life. D.I. them had this big, they had this family van that they used to travel in. It was one of them Southern Comfort vans that you can lay the back seat down into a bed, and we thought we was going to have, we got older as teenagers or whatnot, because, Anyway, so, the truck, the van had a ladder on the back. So we climbed up the ladder, onto the top of the van. And we helped each other up, grabbing each other by the hand, by the arm, pulling each other up, trying to make sure the dog don't kill somebody. And then, I don't know how, but JD and Kenny made it in the house. Now, I don't know how they made it in the house because this dog was coming super fast and they were the slowest people in our group. But somehow they made it in the house. They looking out the window, out the blind in the kitchen, and we on top of the van. And then soon after that, their dad came to the window and said, "Y'all get off my van." Like, what? Get off the van? The dog trying to murder everybody. So nobody moved. We just sat there on the van, and then eventually, the owner of the dog came out and said, uh, "Boo Boo, come here." It's like Boo Boo. That's the dog name, Boo Boo. That is not Boo Boo. That is Satan. That's who that is, Satan. So anyway, once we get down, everybody go in the house and put them out. And we realized from that point that, we had each other back because nobody let the other person get killed by Satan Boo Boo. All right. So we made it through that little ordeal. Now, what am I saying? One, this all taught me something. One, who is Boo Boo? Boo Boo was a horse dog that belonged to one of our neighbors. So throughout this, when you hear me say "Dago," you might hear "Dago Boo Boo" quite a bit, because Boo Boo got out almost every day. All right, I'm telling you, every day. Two, who to trust? I can trust my friends. They didn't let me get killed by Boo Boo, and throughout our childhood, there was a lot of things that we all went through that we had each other back on all the way up until now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, see, some people might let you go, and some might let you get got. But those that don't, and they'll seem like the unlikely people to do so. Those might be some good people to keep around and keep in your life to help you turn things around and not let you do anything stupid. And that's what we try to do, just make sure we didn't do anything stupid. And when it comes to friends, man, you typically normally do what your friends do. So if my friends smoke something, I'm gonna smoke it too. But we all had this relationship where we could say whatever had to be said to the other. Like, hey man, that's not smart. I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? And we try to listen. If we didn't listen, we learn. Like, man, I should have listened to you. But most of the time, we try to look out for each other and tell them, hey man, that ain't smart. I don't think we should do that. And if you chose to do so, then you're gonna go on your own. And but there was always somebody around to be the voice of reason. And they tell me I'm the kind of connection to everybody, man. I kind of keep it all together, but I never wanted that. But it is what it is, and so I try to be the voice of reason between my friends when they doing stupid stuff or they have a disagreement. The benefit of all of that was you got a keeper. You know what I'm saying? So that term, my brother's keeper, it means something now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I am my brother's keeper, and then you read it and see exactly what it means to be that, and you know what it means to be that to somebody and have that for yourself, and know that throughout life you're gonna need somebody to turn to talk to about certain situations. And then when you talk to these people, you realize that they going through the same thing or have been through the same thing. We all have kids. We all have been engaged. We all have, not all of us. Some of us have baby mama drama. Marriage, engagement, all of that, man, is coming to fruition. And so it's people. So when you got a group and you surround yourself and you've been with that group for all your life, and then you can turn to them and talk to them about that, and you ain't got to worry about hearing it ever again. Man, that feels so wonderful to me, because I know I'm not being judged for either my mistakes or whatever it is that I'm going through. Before I get out of here though, the goal for this project is to make sure people keep pressing, to make sure people keep grinding, to make sure people keep their head above water, man, and never give up on themselves, and to let them know throughout their journey they're gonna have to create a bond with somebody and find their boo-boo to help them to create that bond, or it may have already happened to where you know who it is that you can turn to for the things that you need in your life. Um, the um, the um, the most important part is knowing how those bonds start. For one, now let me back up. Not a We all have a bond with our parents. All right, that's something different. We all have a bond with our siblings. That's something different. But this bond I'm speaking of, man, is a bond of that's not blood related. You know what I'm saying? Your sister has to be your sister. Your brother has to be your brother. Your mama has to be your mama, and same thing for your daddy. And you got to be a son, so or a daughter. That's something different. You can't. Family is family, but you can choose friends. But when your friends have been handpicked to you, sometimes by God, you have to pay attention to that, because those are the people who you turn to. Those are the people you be with the most. You don't be with your mama every day now. You were when you were younger, but now you talk to your friends. You'll talk to your friends probably more than you would your brother. Some people, I don't know. I go to them before I call my brother and be like, hey man, let me holler at you about something. Then I call my brother a little later on. But again, man, we're gonna talk about so many different things, and I just want y'all to be inspired by this. Let me leave you with this before we go. We all know what I do, and I'm a health coach. That's my profession. So that means helping people is what I am passionate about. This project is helping me to reach out to people who may be suffering with the weight problem, depression, blood pressure, heart, or whatever. But I am here to say that your fitness level and a healthier lifestyle can and will change all of that. It will absolutely improve matters to a great extent. All right, it can only help. All right, for you to get on a healthier kick, a healthier journey. The one thing about losing yourself in your journey is that you can always find. All right, so don't ever give up. Don't ever quit. We are all guilty of making bad decisions, being stupid at times, and getting into jams. But the key is to not dwell in those decisions, those jams, and because that is where we defeat ourselves, and we tend to go on a decline. So find that one thing that you can bond with. Find that one person or that group of people that you bond with that can help you get through, and that'll grab your hand and pull you up on that van, and make sure you never look back. All right, they'll always be there for you. Like my friends and I were there when Boo Boo came to town. Hey man, appreciate your time. Hope this makes up for the debacle on yesterday. I love you. I'm finna get back to work. And I want y'all to stay fit. Hit me up if you need me. TCX Fitness. Everything will be on the page. I hope you appreciate it. And what is it? Instagram at Just Chaos, at TCX Fitness. Hey man, if you need me, hit me up. Always here at Ensley Health Club. Y'all be careful. Have a great Monday. Good beginning of the week. Stay fit.